Hello, good morning, and welcome to Adbn News at 7. I am Chijioke Okafo. Now on the news in detail. The Senate, through its Committee on Public Account, has ordered the arrest of the former Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, Mele Kyari, following his failure to appear before the committee. The invitation from the committee to Kyari followed an auditor report that indicated the inability of the NNPCL to account for funds put at several billions of naira. It will be recalled that the committee had extended several invitations to Kyari demanding his appearance and explanation, but to no avail. At the committee sitting on Wednesday, Senator Adams Oshomole from Edo North Senatorial District expressed serious concern regarding the continuous disregard to the order of the committee by Kyari and thereby moved the motion for his arrest.
Mr. Chairman, this committee must have the courage, the will to deploy its powers as enunciated in the Nigerian Constitution and issue warrant, not tomorrow, today, and bring Mele Kyari, even dead or alive, in law. They what we call habeas corpus. Even if he's dead, we want to see the body. And he will account. And you should say, here lies a man who died without accounting for his alleged crime that rose into trillions of naira. We are not talking of billions of naira. At the time when the country is borrowing money, we have huge sums of money that have not been accounted for. There are serious issues not raised by laymen, raised by competent auditors. And the man is joking. Where did he have the money to pay for his medical bill in Germany?
The move, however, led to diverse reactions among members of the committee, and with the demands for the committee chairman, Senator Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, Gombe North, to rule on the motion. In line with the superior arguments, the chairman of the committee put the motion to voice vote, while most members of the committee supported the motion for the arrest of the former Group Managing Director of NNPCL, Mele Kyari.
We hereby rule now that anywhere Mele Kyari, the former GMD of NNPC, be brought to the committee, should be arrested and be brought before the committee immediately. The ayes have it. So we set up a committee of 3 later to investigate. And also for clarity, we will raise the warrant and forward it to the Senate President, to execute. That is in respect of the first motion that we ruled. Clerk, the next person.
The chairman added that the committee will fast forward the warrant to the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, for his approval. Now, Senate has passed for second reading 2 key bills seeking to increase the number of judges in the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal as part of efforts to strengthen the administration of justice and accelerate the dispensation of cases across the country. The proposed legislation seeks to raise the number of judges of the Federal High Court from 70 to 90, while the number of justices of the Court of Appeal would increase from 70 to 110. Leading debate on the bills during plenary, Senate Leader Okpeyemi Bamidele argued that the proposals are designed to address growing case backlogs, improve access to justice, and ensure more timely and effective judicial processes. According to him, the increasing volume and complexity of cases before the courts have made it imperative to expand judicial capacity to meet the demands of a rapidly evolving legal and socio-economic environment.
The essence of every judicial system is to ensure the timely and effective administration of justice. As justice delayed is justice denied. It is a known fact that no democracy can thrive where citizens and institutions are unable to obtain prompt judicial determination of disputes. As such, it is imperative that the justice sector is well equipped with both human and material resources for it to be able to perform its constitutional role effectively.
The bills received overwhelming support from lawmakers across party lines, with senators stressing the need to strengthen the judiciary and restore public trust in the system.
So in order to fasten quick dispensation of justice and bring justice to the doorsteps of the citizenry, there is a need to support this bill that seeks to increase the number of judges in the Federal High Court for quick dispensation of justice in view of the expanded jurisdiction, the very vast jurisdiction of the Federal High Court. I support the second reading of this bill. Thank you.
The reason behind this bill is not far-fetched, considering the workload before our Court of Appeal. It goes without saying that there is need, to increase the number of justices of that court. Most especially, Mr. President, going by the amendment of the Electoral Act has given the Court of Appeal original jurisdictions on some electoral matters. Hence, the need to increase the number of justices of the Court of Appeal. This will also, of course, increase the general output, which will, of course, indirectly or directly, boost the confidence Nigeria has in our court. Because, like the Chief Whip said, justice delayed, in most cases, is justice denied.
Several lawmakers noted that delays in the determination of civil, criminal and commercial matters have continued to place pressure on the courts, underscoring the need for additional judges to improve efficiency and reduce congestion in the judicial system. Presiding over the session, Senate President Godswill Akpabio referred the bills to the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters for further legislative scrutiny.
The reason behind this bill is not far-fetched.
Both bills are hereby referred to the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters to report back to the Senate in 4 weeks. So let me thank the Senate for the way and manner in which they have responded to the need for expeditious dispensation of justice in our country. And of course, I believe strongly that the decision we have taken today, when it goes through the necessary public hearing, will help to decongest the courts and will also help the common man and the rest of us here to have justice quicker and faster, because they say justice delayed is justice denied.
The committee was mandated to conduct detailed consideration of the proposals and report back to the Senate within 4 weeks. Now, lawmakers in the House of Representatives are pushing reforms aimed at strengthening Nigeria's security architecture and improving the welfare of military personnel. The measures include efforts to establish state police and a review of policies affecting the career progression of some categories of officers in the armed forces. Laraba Mori reports.
As concerns over insecurity persist across the country, the House of Representatives says it is prioritizing constitutional reforms aimed at strengthening Nigeria's security architecture. Addressing journalists after a meeting with House leaders, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu said lawmakers are united in their push for state police, describing it as a critical step towards improving response to crime and other security challenges across the country.
These gentlemen here have been working hard to amend the Constitution. Therefore, we decided to prioritize the issue of unbundling security-related problems, response time, through the legislative tool of legislation, targeting policing, that there is the need for state police.
The welfare and career progression of military personnel also came under scrutiny as lawmakers considered a motion seeking a review of the Army's policy on the automatic merger of service years for certain categories and commissioned officers.
To move the motion for the need to review and discontinuation of the automatic merger of service for soldiers rating and airmen commission through Direct Short Service Combatant Commission SSCC and Direct Short Service Commission DSSC and Direct Regular Commission DRC.
Speaking with Adbn News, the sponsor of the motion, Zakaria Dauda Yampa, said the review is necessary to ensure fairness and strengthen the military institution.
If you check what we have in the Navy and the Air Force, you discover that what the Army are doing is not the right thing, and it has breached some legal structure. For example, somebody that goes to NDA, the day he's commissioned, that's the day they will be calculating as his year in the service. Well, somebody that has gone to Nigerian military school or even university, they will calculate it as the year of being in the service. All they need to do is to take each officer based on the day he's commissioned to start calculating his year of service from the day he's commissioned.
From constitutional reforms and economic legislation to measures aimed at improving military welfare, lawmakers say the proposals are designed to address emerging national challenges and strengthen key institutions. Laraba More, Adbn News.
Still staying with the Green Chambers, House of Representatives has moved to clarify eligibility requirements for principal offices in the Green Chamber, adopting a motion that defines cognate legislative experience as the completion of one full legislative term. The development comes amid recent debates over minority leadership positions and on a day that also witnessed a fresh defection and consideration of key economic reform bills. Again, our correspondent, Laraba More, reports.
Let me put the question again. Those in support of this motion say aye.
The resounding response from lawmakers signals the end of a controversy that lingered in the House of Representatives for weeks. With a voice vote, the Green Chamber adopted a motion defining cognate legislative experience as the completion of one full legislative term, effectively drawing a line on the disputes over eligibility for principal officers.
Aware that global parliamentary best practice rule out first-term parliamentarians from holding principal offices and reserve principal offices for experienced legislators to promote institutional memory, deepen understanding of legislative processes, and enhance competence in constitutional interpretation and intergovernmental relations.
For weeks, lawmakers have been divided over who qualifies to occupy principal offices in the Green Chamber, with the competing interpretations of the House rules fueling the debate. Today's decision appears to provide the House's clearest answer yet.
You have that power. You are in the position of a judge, an arbiter. What you say about the rules is final.
I understand, Honorable Bob.
This motion for me is not necessary.
I understand.
We are in fact restricting your powers to interpret our rules.
I understand, but I cede that power to the House.
No, it shouldn't have. It's not necessary at all.
Collectively
because
decide.
you amend our rules.
Attention also shifted to economic reforms as lawmakers considered amendments to the Sale of Goods Act and the Price Control Act to bring Nigeria's commercial laws in line with evolving business practices and increasingly digital economy.
The Price Control Act is largely a dead letter law. It specifies penalties that are laughably low, fails to account for a market-driven economy, and does not actually define what constitutes essential goods for the survival and well-being of the modern Nigerian household.
For now, the House has settled the debate on who occupies principal offices in the Green Chamber by defining the meaning of cognate legislative experience to one full term. From the National Assembly, Laraba.
Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has called on the Ministry of Environment and Mineral Resources to urgently address the persistent environmental challenges affecting communities in Oron local government area of the state. The resolution followed a motion moved during plenary by the member representing the Oron Odon State constituency, Honorable Kenim Onofiok, on the life-threatening expansion of gully erosion ravines across several communities in the area. Honorable Onofiok expressed concern that the continued neglect of the affected locations could expose residents to grave dangers, including the loss of lives and property. She further urged the state government to immediately undertake emergency shoreline stabilization and drainage channelization projects to halt the aggressive advancement of the erosion ravines.
Note that Oron local government is a critical coastal a major commercial habit and a frontline host to vital maritime and socio-economic infrastructure in the estate. Aware that the unique loose geographical features of the coastal plain sands in Oron, compounded by escalating climate-induced torrential downpours, has triggered highly active and destructive gully formations. Mr. Speaker, concerned deeply that over recent rainy seasons, what began as manageable drainage issues have rapidly transformed into deep monster crater measuring hundreds of meters in length and depth.
In his ruling, Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Udeme Otto, referred the matter to the House Committee on Environment to liaise with relevant ministries and agencies and report its findings and progress within 2 weeks. Moving on, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has tasked residents of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, to ensure prompt payment of taxes and ground rents to enhance further and boost development in the nation's capital. The president, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, made the call during the commissioning of the newly constructed arterial road N5 in Live Camp, Abuja. FCT correspondent Naomi Oleribe reports.
During his address, President Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, reiterated his administration's commitment to infrastructural development as one of the core objectives of the Renewed Hope agenda.
We now have a fleet, high-speed link connecting Dafe, Karmo, Gorimpa 1, Kado, Idu, and Mbora. Beyond that, this road opens a direct gateway to the Idu Industrial District. That means lower logistic costs for businesses, new investments, and more jobs for our people. However, as we celebrate, let us remember that development is a partnership. Government provides infrastructure. Citizens provide civic responsibility. To the residents and business owners enjoying this transformation, I urge you to meet your obligations. Pay your taxes, pay your land and ground rent fees. Your compliance empowers the FCT administration to build more roads like this one.
Speaking earlier, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike, emphasized that the newly constructed road project will bring satellite communities closer to the city center, thereby easing transportation challenges and enhancing accessibility.
We can see that all our satellite towns are getting attention of government. Before this period, satellite towns do not know what they call government. They have no impact of governance. But today, they can feel the impact, the presence of government. When they ask them, what is government? They can say, see government here.
The scope of the project comprised about 4 kilometers of dual carriageway arterial road with a 2-span river bridge, over 250,000 cubic meters of earthworks, more than 50,000 cubic meters of replacement of unsuitable materials and approximately 20,000 cubic meters of rock excavation. Naomi Oleribe, Adbn News.
All Progressives Congress APC has inaugurated its National Campaign Council for the June 20th Ekiti State governorship election, expressing confidence in the re-election of Governor Biodun Oyebanji. Our correspondent, Princess Ekezie, was there and now reports.
The inauguration ceremony, which was held at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center in Abuja, brought together top party leaders, governors, National Assembly members, and members of the party's National Working Committee. Speaking at the event, APC National Secretary Senator Jibola Basiru said the party had put in place a comprehensive campaign structure comprising subcommittees on election planning, resource mobilization, grassroots engagement, logistics, media, security, youth and women mobilization, among others.
You are providing scholarships. You are providing health support system for your people. You're not just connecting road, you're connecting hearts across the state. We celebrate you and we thank God for giving it to the people of Ekiti and our party also. And we today presenting you to the people of Ekiti for the second term.
Chairman of the Campaign Council and Governor of Kaduna State, Senator Obasani, pledged to mobilize party structures across Ekiti State to ensure victory for the APC candidate. He described Governor Oyebanji's performance in office as impressive and said the campaign will build on the governor's achievements and widespread support among stakeholders.
Our campaign will also focus on engaging and mobilizing the youth and women, two vital demographics that are essential for shaping the future of Ekiti State.
Also speaking, President of the Senate and co-chairman of the Campaign Council, Senator Godswill Akpabio, endorsed Governor Oyebanji for a second term. Akpabio described the governor as humble, accessible, and widely accepted across political divides, adding that the unity among party leaders in Ekiti State was a strong indication of victory for the APC.
We are very proud of his achievements. We are very proud of his humility, and we are very proud and certain of the victory come 20th of this month. And the National Chairman, thank you that you started with him. It is going to be a straight path like this up to 2027.
Responding, Governor Biodun Oyebanji thanked the party leadership for his support and confidence in his administration. The governor attributed the achievement recorded by the administration to the support of President Bola Tinubu and the APC-led government, expressing optimism that the people of Ekiti State will renew his mandate at the polls.
All the 2,445 polling units, they have more than 10,000 canvassers across the state working, and they're working 24 hours.
The APC leadership urged party members to remain united and intensify grassroots mobilization ahead of the governorship election.
Well, it's been a very wonderful event today, as we look forward to how this campaign council delivers the present governor in the person of Biodun Oyebanji of Ekiti State. We're here. This is Adbn News. I am Princess Ekezie.
You're watching Adbn News at 7. Stay with us for more stories after the break. You're welcome back. FCT Police Command has rescued 5 kidnapped victims during a joint clearance operation in the Biazin area of Abuja. The operation, led by the Commissioner of Police, Professor Ahmed Sanusi, involved operatives of the Anti-Kidnapping Unit, the Intelligence Response Team, Kubwa Area Command, as well as local hunters and vigilante groups. The police say the rescue mission followed recent kidnapping incidents in Pazi community. Now, during the operation, security forces engaged the suspected kidnappers in a gun battle, resulting in the neutralization of 2 suspects and the arrest of 2 others identified as Iche Muhammad and Abubakar Usman. 2 AK-47 rifles and magazines were also recovered. Authorities say sustained pressure on the criminals forced them to abandon 5 hostages who were rescued unharmed. The victims have been taken to a hospital for medical attention, while efforts are underway to reunite them with their families. Search operations have also been expanded to track down other fleeing members of the gang.
The kidnappers have been coming in from this area. We got a proper intel and we activated it. We came here waiting for them, lock ran against them. We neutralized some and we've gotten some. They're here. Just yesterday to this morning, we got them. Some actually escaped with a bullet wound, and then the victims were liberated. They didn't go with any victim. We were able to liberate them. We got 2, neutralized 2, and then others escaped with a bullet wound. As you can see, if they pick from Abuja, once you get to you see this lane leads straight to Kaduna. So they will be beating people like they beat their cows until they get them to a place called Kadaruko or Rijana and Co in Kaduna. So we have mounted here and we're going to remain here.
The FCT Police Command has called on hospitals and health practitioners to report any person presenting with gunshot wounds or seeking treatment under suspicious circumstances. The command also urged residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities to security agencies. Executive Secretary of the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, Abubakar Adamu Adbn, has called for increased investment in artificial intelligence, scientific innovation and agricultural research to boost food security in sub-Saharan Africa. Speaking at the 24th Consultative Group on International Agricultural Research System Council meeting in Antalya, Turkey, Adbn said Nigeria has vast arable land and a young population, but continues to face low productivity, food insecurity and climate challenges. He stressed that agriculture must become technology-driven, noting that artificial intelligence can improve crop monitoring, disease detection, irrigation, livestock management, and market intelligence. Adbn also urged investment in digital infrastructure, agri-tech innovation, and stronger research institutions, including AI-powered breeding and climate-smart agriculture. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says all commitments from the Invest Lagos Summit 3.0 will be tracked and implemented to ensure measurable outcomes. He said a post-summit investment conversion framework has been introduced to monitor agreements, including MOUs and partnerships, stressing that delivery will be based on results, jobs, and economic impact. Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat said investor confidence in Lagos is driven by policy stability and consistent governance, calling for stronger interstate collaboration to boost national growth. Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awayinka, highlighted investment opportunities in tourism, hospitality and the creative economy, including coastal resort projects and heritage site upgrades across Lagos. Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, says all passengers on board a privately operated aircraft that made an emergency landing near Asaba, Delta State on Wednesday, June 10, 2026 are safe. In a preliminary report, the authority stated that the aircraft carried out a missed approach at about 0743 local time while attempting to land at Asaba Airport. It subsequently landed on a roadway in the Ogwashuku area, where all occupants safely disembarked and were transported by road to Asaba. The NCAA also noted that the operators violated the Nigerian civil aviation regulations by failing to immediately report the incident. The authority said the aircraft was grounded upon arrival in Lagos, while the flight crew has been placed on the regulatory review pending the outcome of investigations into the incident and the aircraft's subsequent unauthorized departure. Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, has commenced a human capital development training program on digitalization and digital technologies for 45 young Nigerians, reaffirming its commitment to building a skilled workforce for the nation's oil and gas industry at an event in Lagos State. Speaking through the General Manager, HCD, NCDMB, Mrs. Alexis Emele, the Executive Secretary of NCDMB, Engineer Felix Omashola Ogbe, described the program as a strategic investment in Nigerian talent and a critical step towards developing competencies in artificial intelligence and machine learning, data analytics, Python programming, and cybersecurity. Implemented in partnership with Heritage Energy Operational Services Limited, the 12-month program comprises 6 months of intensive classroom training and 6 months of hands-on industry experience. Now, participants were encouraged to remain focused throughout the training and maximize the opportunity to acquire globally relevant skills, certifications, and industry exposure that will enhance their career prospects and contribute to national development. The program forms part of NCDMB's ongoing efforts to deepen Nigerian content through strategic investments in capacity development and sustainable talent growth. In other reports, Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET has forecast severe thunderstorms accompanied by strong winds and moderate rainfall across several parts of the country, including Yobe, Borno, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Gombe, Bauchi, Jigawa, Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Plateau, Nasarawa, and the Federal Capital Territory and Benue. In its latest weather advisory, NIMET warned that strong winds may precede rainfall in areas likely to experience thunderstorms and urged residents to take necessary precautions, including securing loose objects to prevent damage. The agency also advised motorists to drive carefully during rainfall and called on farmers to avoid applying fertilizers and pesticides immediately before rains to prevent nutrient loss. Nigerians were further urged to disconnect electrical appliances during storms and stay away from tall trees to avoid injuries from falling branches. NIMET also advised airline operators to obtain airport-specific weather updates for effective flight planning. Now moving on to more stories in the sporting world. Despite producing a spirited and encouraging performance, Nigeria's Super Eagles suffered a 2-1 defeat to Portugal in Wednesday's international friendly match. Pedro Neto gave the hosts the lead before Akko Adams restored parity for Nigeria with a well-taken equalizer. However, substitute Francisco Conseco struck what proved to be the decisive goal in the 75th minute, producing a superb finish to hand Portugal victory. The result means Portugal have now recorded back-to-back wins over the Super Eagles, having also claimed a 4-0 victory over the two sides when the two sides met in a friendly encounter in 2022. Before kickoff, there was a special moment for Alex Iwobi, who was presented with a commemorative frame on the pitch in recognition of reaching the milestone of 100 appearances for Nigeria. England produced an impressive display in their final warm-up match before the 2026 FIFA World Cup, defeating Costa Rica 3-0 in Orlando. The friendly encounter got underway an hour later than scheduled after severe storms affected the area. But the delay did little to disrupt England's rhythm as Declan Rice gave the Three Lions an early advantage. England doubled their lead in the 68th minute when Jude Bellingham produced a brilliant run before setting up substitute Ebere, whose effort was handled inside the penalty area. Gordon stepped up to convert the resulting spot kick. Substitute Ollie Watkins then completed the scoring 3 minutes from time, heading home from close range to seal a convincing victory that reflected England's dominance throughout the contest. Well, that's it on ADBN TV News this morning. Remember to watch us live on DSTV channel 258, on StarTimes channel 140, Avo TV app, Mimex World TV app, and Niger TV app. For more stories, visit our website at www.adbntv.com. You can also watch us live from every part of the world by logging on to www.adbntv.com/live. I am Chijioke Okafo. Thank you so much for watching. Good morning.